Tom Hanks gets rejected for a role in 1983, writes the casting director a thank you note, and accidentally drops it in the wrong mailbox. The person who finds it isn't in the film industry. She's a janitor, Rosa, 62 years old, from El Salvador, cleaning the building at midnight. What she does with that note doesn't just restore Tom's faith in humanity. It creates a 40-year friendship, teaches him the most important lesson about gratitude he'll ever learn, and proves that thank you notes are never wasted, even when they're misdirected. Especially when they're misdirected, because gratitude doesn't need the right address. It just needs to be genuine, and sometimes the wrong person is exactly the right person. Los Angeles, California, March 1983, Thursday afternoon, 4:47 p.m. A casting office in Burbank, mid-size building, 5 floors, shared by multiple production companies. Tom Hanks has just finished an audition, third callback, for a supporting role in a romantic comedy, the kind of role that could change things. Not a lead, but significant, real screen time, real dialogue, the kind of part that makes casting directors remember your name. The audition didn't go well. Tom knows it, can feel it. The director was polite, smiled, said, "Thank you," but the energy was wrong. The reading was flat. Tom couldn't find the character, couldn't connect, tried too hard, overcompensated, did everything wrong that you can do wrong when you're desperate to book a job. Walking out of the building, Tom feels the familiar weight, rejection. Again, always rejection. He's been acting professionally for 6 years. Since 1977, done TV shows, small parts, guest appearances, Happy Days, Family Ties. Nothing breaks through. Nothing sticks. He's 26 years old, should be further along, should have momentum, should have something to show for the years of grinding. But he doesn't. Just another failed audition. Another casting director who'll forget his name by tomorrow. Another day of proving his father was right when he said acting wasn't a real career. Tom sits in his car. 1976, Toyota Corolla, rusted, unreliable. But it runs, barely. He sits there for 10 minutes, just breathing, processing, trying to not let the rejection spiral into depression, trying to remember why he does this, why he keeps showing up. Then he does something unusual, something he's been doing for the past year, something his mother taught him when he was young, something most actors never think to do. He writes a thank you note. Tom keeps a box of note cards in his car, plain white cards, box of 50 from a drugstore, costs $3, and a pen, always a pen, because after every audition, good or bad, successful or failed, Tom writes a thank you note to the casting director, not asking for anything, not campaigning, not reminding them he exists. Just thank you for your time. I appreciate the opportunity, even if I wasn't right for the role. Most actors don't do this. Most actors leave the audition and move on. Next thing, next job, next hustle. But Tom's mother taught him, gratitude costs nothing, and people remember kindness, not always, not immediately. But eventually, someone remembers that you said thank you when you didn't have to. So Tom pulls out a note card, writes in his cramped handwriting, "Dear Miss Patterson, thank you for seeing me today for the role of Dave in your production. I know my reading wasn't what you were looking for, and I understand the direction you're taking the character. I'm grateful for the opportunity to audition and for your time. I wish you the best with the film. Sincerely, Tom Hanks." Simple, professional, genuine, no desperation, no begging, just acknowledgement, just respect. Tom folds the card, puts it in an envelope, writes the casting director's name on the front, Miss Laura Patterson, Suite 304, seals it, gets out of the car, walks back into the building. The lobby has a wall of mailboxes, small metal boxes, with suite numbers, slots for incoming mail. Tom has done this dozens of times, finds the right box, Suite 304, slides the envelope through the slot. Done. Except this time Tom is distracted, still processing the audition. Still in his head, and he doesn't look carefully at the mailbox number, sees 304 inches, but slides the envelope into box 305, one number off. Wrong box, wrong box, wrong recipient. Tom doesn't notice, just walks out, gets in his car, drives home, moves on, because that's what you do. You keep moving, you keep trying, you keep showing up. Later that night, 11:34 p.m., same building. The lobby is empty, dark, except for a few emergency lights. The building is closed, locked, but someone's inside, someone with keys, someone who works when everyone else is gone. Rosa Martinez, 62 years old, from El Salvador, came to America in 1972, 11 years ago, fleeing civil war, fleeing violence, came with her husband and her son, Diego. Her husband died in 1978, heart attack, 5 years ago. Since then, it's just Rosa and Diego. She cleans buildings at night, has been cleaning this building for 6 years, 5 nights a week, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., 8 hours, mopping floors, emptying trash, cleaning bathrooms, vacuuming offices, the invisible work that keeps buildings functioning. Rosa makes $4.50 an hour, minimum wage, $36 a night, $180 a week, $720 a month, barely enough. Rent is $400, utilities, food. Diego is 17, senior year of high school, smart kid, wants to go to college, but college costs money Rosa doesn't have, so Diego works too, after school, weekends, fast food, grocery store, both of them working, both of them grinding, both of them trying to survive. Rosa is emptying the lobby trash cans when she notices something, an envelope, on the floor. Near the mailboxes, must have fallen out when someone opened their box, or missed the slot, or dropped it. Happens sometimes. Rosa picks it up, looks at it, sees the name, Miss Laura Patterson, Suite 304. But the envelope isn't sealed properly. The glue didn't stick. The flap is open, and Rosa can see the note card inside. She shouldn't read it. Should just put it in the right mailbox. Mind her business. Do her job. Keep moving. But Rosa is curious, and tired, and lonely. Night shift is isolating. 8 hours alone, in a building, no one to talk to, just work and silence. So sometimes Rosa allows herself small moments, small breaks from the routine, small human connections, even if they're one-sided. She pulls out the note card, unfolds it, reads, "Dear Miss Patterson, thank you for seeing me today, for the role of Dave in your production. I know my reading wasn't what you were looking for, and I understand the direction you're taking the character. I'm grateful for the opportunity to audition and for your time. I wish you the best with the film. Sincerely, Tom Hanks." Rosa reads it twice, then a third time. Her English isn't perfect, still struggles with complex sentences, but this note is simple, clear, and the meaning hits her hard. This person, Tom Hanks, got rejected, didn't get the job, knows he didn't get the job, and he's saying thank you anyway. Not angry, not bitter, not demanding another chance. Just thank you for your time. Rosa stands in the empty lobby, holding this note, and something breaks inside her, not in a bad way, in an opening way, in a this is what I needed to see way. Because Rosa is angry, has been angry for 5 years, since her husband died, since Diego started getting in trouble, since life became harder than it should be. Diego is smart, but he's bitter, angry at the world, angry at poverty, angry at working while his friends party, angry at everything. He complains constantly about school, about work, about how life isn't fair, about how he deserves more, about how everyone owes him something. And Rosa doesn't know how to reach him, doesn't know how to teach him what she was taught, that life doesn't owe you anything, that gratitude isn't weakness, that saying thank you, even when things don't go your way, is strength. But here's this note, this proof, this stranger named Tom Hanks, who got rejected and said thank you anyway. Rosa folds the note, puts it in her pocket, not in the mailbox, in her pocket, because this note isn't for Miss Patterson anymore. This note is for Diego. This note is a lesson. This note is what she's been trying to tell her son, but couldn't find the words for. The next morning, Rosa gets home at 7:45 a.m. Diego is getting ready for school. 17 years old, tall, handsome, smart, but his face carries that teenage anger, that frustration with the world, that sense of being cheated out of something he's owed. Rosa says, "Diego, I want to show you something." Diego barely looks up. "I'm late, ma." Rosa pulls out the note. "Read this." Diego sighs, takes the note, reads it quickly, hands it back. "Okay. So what? Some guy thanking someone for a job he didn't get. That's stupid. Why thank someone for rejecting you?" Rosa says carefully, "Because gratitude isn't about getting what you want. It's about respecting someone's time, about being gracious even when you lose." Diego rolls his eyes. "That's weak, ma. You should fight. You should demand respect. It's not say thank you when people treat you like garbage." Rosa feels the familiar frustration. Can't reach him. Can't make him understand. But she tries anyway. Rosa says, "This man, Tom Hanks, he didn't get the job, but he said thank you. You think that's weak? I think that's strength. I think that's character. You complain about your job, complain about school, complain about everything, but you never say thank you, not to your teachers, not to your boss, not to anyone. Always angry, always world owes me, but world doesn't owe you nothing." This man understands that. Maybe you should learn. Diego stares at his mother, hurt, defensive. "I work hard, ma. I deserve respect." Rosa says quietly, "Everyone works hard. Respect isn't about deserving. Respect is about earning. And you earn it by being grateful, by being kind, by saying thank you even when you want to say something else." Diego doesn't respond, just grabs his backpack, leaves for school. Rosa watches him go, hopes something she said landed, hopes this note means something, but she doesn't know if it did. 3 weeks pass. Rosa keeps the note, carries it in her pocket every night, reads it sometimes during breaks, finds comfort in it, this stranger's kindness, this proof that not everyone is angry, not everyone is bitter. Then one night, 2:14 a.m., Rosa is mopping the 3rd floor hallway when she hears the elevator open. Unusual. Building is supposed to be empty, locked. Only Rosa has keys. She tenses, grips the mop, ready to run, if it's danger. A man steps out of the elevator. Young, white, brown hair, casual clothes. Looks confused, looks lost. He sees Rosa. Says, "Oh, hi, sorry. I didn't think anyone was here." Rosa doesn't speak, just stares, suspicious, scared. The man says, "I'm Tom Hanks. I had an audition here a few weeks ago. I think I dropped something. I was hoping to look around. Is that okay?" Rosa's heart stops. Tom Hanks, the name from the note, the person who said thank you, standing right here, in front of her, at 2 a.m. Rosa says slowly, carefully, "You, Tom Hanks, you write note." Tom looks confused. "Note? I write a lot of notes. Thank you notes. After auditions." "Why?" Rosa reaches into her pocket, pulls out the note, now wrinkled, worn from being folded and unfolded. She holds it out. Rosa says, "This. You write this." Tom takes the note, recognizes his handwriting. Confused how this janitor has it. "Yeah, I wrote this." "How do you?" Rosa interrupts, her English breaking down from emotion. "This note, you say thank you for rejection. You no angry. You no bitter. Just grateful. This note, it teach me. It teach my son. You teach us gratitude no weakness. Gratitude strength." Tom stares, completely blindsided. Doesn't understand. "I don't." "What do you mean?" Rosa tries to explain. Her son, his anger, the lessons she can't teach, how this note, this simple thank you note, became the tool she needed, became the example, became the proof that you can lose and still be gracious. She says, struggling with words, emotion making it harder, "My Diego, he angry all the time, angry at school, angry at work, angry at world. I tell him, be grateful, say thank you, but he no listen. He think I weak, he think gratitude weak. Then I find your note, and I show him this man get rejected. This man still say thank you. This man no weak, this man strong. And Diego, he think about it. He start to change, start to say thank you, start to be grateful, because of you, because of this note." Tom can't speak, throat completely closed. This janitor, this stranger, telling him that a thank you note he wrote, a throwaway gesture, a polite habit his mother taught him, changed someone's life, changed a kid's perspective, became a teaching tool. Tom says quietly, "I wrote that note 3 weeks ago. I thought it went to the casting director." "How did you?" Rosa explains. "The wrong mailbox. Finding it on the floor, reading it, keeping it, teaching Diego with it." She says, "You put in wrong box. But maybe not wrong, maybe right. Maybe I supposed to find it. Maybe Diego's supposed to learn from it. Maybe gratitude no need right address, just need to be real." Tom is crying now. Ian, can't help it. This woman, this moment, this proof that small acts matter, that kindness ripples, that thank you notes aren't wasted, even when they're misdirected. Tom says, "Can I meet him? Your son?" Rosa nods. "Yes. He should know you real. Not just note, real person who say thank you when no one watching." 2 days later, Saturday morning, Tom meets Rosa and Diego at a diner in Burbank. Diego is nervous, skeptical, doesn't fully believe this is happening. This actor, this person from the note, actually wants to meet him. Tom shakes Diego's hand, says, "Your mom tells me my note meant something to you." Diego shrugs. Teenage defensiveness.
I guess.
Made me think, Tom says. About what? Diego struggles, hard to articulate, about being grateful, even when things suck, even when you don't get what you want. My mom kept showing me that note, kept saying, this man got rejected, and said thank you, and I kept thinking, that's stupid. Why thank someone for rejecting you? But then I thought about it more, and I realized, you weren't thanking them for rejecting you. You were thanking them for their time, for giving you a chance, even if the chance didn't work out. That's different. That's not weak. That's, I don't know, respectful. Tom nods. That's exactly right. Gratitude isn't about getting what you want. It's about acknowledging that someone gave you an opportunity, even if the opportunity doesn't work out, even if you fail. Someone took time to see you, to consider you. That's worth a thank you. Diego says, but doesn't it feel fake, like you're pretending to be okay with losing? Tom says, no, because I'm not pretending. I am okay with losing. Losing is part of this, part of life. I've been rejected hundreds of times, maybe thousands, more times than I've been accepted. And if I let every rejection make me bitter, I'd be a miserable person. So I choose to be grateful instead, not because it changes the outcome, because it changes me. It keeps me from becoming angry, from becoming someone I don't want to be. Diego is quiet, processing, then says, my mom works so hard, cleans buildings, makes nothing, and I see how people treat her, like she's invisible, like she doesn't matter, and it makes me angry, makes me think, why should I say thank you to anyone when no one says thank you to her? Tom says, your mom is the most important person in this story, not me. She's the one who found the note. She's the one who saw meaning in it. She's the one who taught you with it. I just wrote a few words. She turned those words into a lesson. That's power, that's strength. And you're right. People don't thank her enough. People don't see her. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be grateful. That means you should be even more grateful. Because you know what invisibility feels like. You know what it's like to be overlooked. So when someone sees you, when someone gives you a chance, you say thank you, not because they deserve it, because you know what it's like when no one says it to you. Diego looks at his mother, really looks at her, sees her differently, sees the years of working nights, the years of being invisible, the years of carrying gratitude, even when no one was grateful to her. Diego says to his mother, in Spanish, Lo siento, mama, I'm sorry. You were right. I should say, thank you more. I should be grateful, not because people deserve it, because you taught me to be better than my anger. Rosa cries, reaches across the table, takes her son's hand. This is what she wanted, not the apology, the understanding, the shift, the moment her son stops being angry and starts being grateful. Tom watches, feels the weight of this moment, this thank you note that was supposed to go to a casting director who would have thrown it away, but instead went to Rosa, who needed it, who used it, who changed her son with it. They talk for 2 hours about gratitude, about struggling, about the invisible work that keeps the world running, about how small acts ripple outward in ways you can't predict. When they leave, Tom gives Rosa his contact information, says, if Diego ever needs anything, a recommendation for college, help with applications, anything, call me. You found my note. I found you. We're connected now. Rosa says, you already give us everything. You give us lesson. You give us change. That enough? Tom says, it's not enough. You taught me something too. You taught me that my thank you notes matter. I thought I was just being polite, just doing what my mom taught me. But you showed me these notes ripple. They reach people I'll never meet. They teach lessons I never intended. They matter, so thank you for finding my note, for keeping it, for teaching Diego with it, for reminding me that small acts of kindness are never wasted, never. Over the next 40 years, Tom and Rosa stay connected, not close friends, not daily contact, but connected. Tom sends Christmas cards, checks in, asks about Diego, invites Rosa to movie premieres. Rosa always comes, always dresses up, always walks the red carpet with pride. Reporters ask, "Who is she?" Tom always says, "She's Rosa. She taught me that gratitude is never misdirected." Diego goes to college, gets scholarships. Tom writes a recommendation letter that Diego says is the reason he got into UCLA. Diego becomes a teacher, high school, English, in East LA, teaching kids like he was, angry kids, struggling kids, kids who think the world owes them something. Every year, Diego shows his students a photocopy of Tom's note. The original is framed in Rosa's house, but Diego made copies, laminated them, hands them out, first day of class. He says to his students, "This note changed my life. It was written to the wrong person. It was meant for a casting director. My mother found it. She's a janitor. She showed it to me when I was 17, and angry at everything. This note taught me. Gratitude isn't about getting what you want. It's about acknowledging that someone gave you their time, that someone saw you, that someone gave you a chance. And even if the chance doesn't work out, you say thank you, because gratitude changes you. It keeps you from becoming bitter. It keeps you human." This note was misdirected, but it found exactly who needed it. Just like you're here in this class. Maybe you think you're in the wrong place. Maybe you think you deserve better, but maybe you're exactly where you need to be. Maybe this is your note. Maybe I'm your Rosa, and maybe you'll learn what I learned. Gratitude is never wasted, even when it goes to the wrong person, especially when it goes to the wrong person. Diego teaches for 30 years, retires in 2043. At his retirement party, Tom Hanks shows up, surprise guest. Diego had no idea. Tom stands up, gives a speech. Tom says, "In 1983, I wrote a thank you note to a casting director. I put it in the wrong mailbox. Rosa found it. She showed it to her son, Diego. That note changed Diego's life, changed his perspective, turned his anger into gratitude. And for 40 years, Diego has been teaching that lesson to his students. Thousands of students, maybe tens of thousands, all because I put a note in the wrong mailbox. That's not luck. That's proof. Proof that small acts matter. Proof that kindness ripples. Proof that you never know who needs what you're offering. So offer it anyway. Write the note. Say thank you. Be grateful. Even when it doesn't make sense. Even when no one's watching. Even when you put it in the wrong mailbox. Because maybe the wrong mailbox is the right mailbox. Maybe the wrong person is exactly the right person. Rosa taught me that. Diego proved it. And I'm grateful for the wrong mailbox, for Rosa, for Diego, for 40 years of friendship that started because I couldn't read a mailbox number correctly. Thank you, all of you, for being here, for celebrating Diego, for proving that gratitude creates community. That's what this is, a community built on a misdirected thank you note. And I wouldn't change a thing. The room stands, applauds. Diego cries. Hughes Tom says, "You changed my life with with a note you don't even remember writing. Tom says, "I remember now. I remember every word, because your mom made it matter. You made it matter." That note was supposed to disappear. Instead, it became a lesson. That's not me. That's you. That's Rosa. I just wrote words. You turned them into meaning. Rosa dies in 2018. 97 years old. Lived long enough to see her son retire. Lived long enough to see her grandchildren graduate college. Lived long enough to see the ripple of one misdirected thank you note spread across decades. At her funeral, Tom speaks. He's 72 now. Gray hair, older, but still Tom, still kind, still grateful. Tom says, "Rosa Martinez found my thank you note in 1983. It was meant for someone else. She kept it. She taught her son with it. She changed his life. He changed thousands of lives. All because she saw value in something that was supposed to be thrown away." That's who Rosa was. Someone who found value in misdirected things, in overlooked people, in invisible work. She cleaned buildings for 30 years. Most people never saw her, never thanked her, but she kept showing up, kept working, kept being grateful, even when no one was grateful to her. That's strength, that's character. That's everything I've tried to be in my career, and failed to be as consistently as she was every single day. Rosa didn't need a thank you note from me. I needed her to find it. I needed her to teach me that small acts ripple, that kindness compounds, that gratitude is never wasted, even when it's misdirected. Especially when it's misdirected. Thank you, Rosa, for finding my note, for keeping it, for teaching with it, for 40 years of friendship, for showing me that the wrong mailbox was the right mailbox all along. 40 years, one note, 3 lives changed, thousands of students taught, a philosophy born from accident. Tom Hanks still writes thank you notes after every meeting, every audition, every interview, every moment. Someone gives him their time, not because it helps his career, because Rosa taught him gratitude doesn't need a reason, doesn't need a result, just needs to be genuine. And sometimes, often, he addresses them to the wrong person, on purpose, because maybe the wrong person is exactly who needs it. Maybe gratitude finds its own address. Maybe kindness doesn't need directions. Maybe thank you notes are never wasted. The casting director, Miss Laura Patterson, never got Tom's note in 1983. Never knew he wrote one. But 40 years later, a reporter tells her the story, the misdirected note. Rosa, Diego, the 40-year friendship, the lesson. Miss Patterson says, "I rejected Tom Hanks. I forgot about it the next day. But his thank you note, the one I never received, changed more lives than my entire casting career ever did." That's humbling. That's proof that the work we don't see matters more than the work we do see. Tom didn't get my role, but he got something better. He got Rosa. He got a lesson. He got proof that kindness compounds. I got nothing, but I'm grateful anyway, because his gratitude, even though it missed me, still taught me something. 40 years later, better late than never. What thank you note are you not writing? What gratitude are you withholding because it seems pointless? What kindness are you skipping because you think it won't matter? Write the note. Say thank you. Be grateful, even when you don't get what you want, even when it seems pointless, even when you put it in the wrong mailbox. Because maybe the wrong mailbox is exactly the right mailbox. Maybe the wrong person is exactly who needs it. Maybe gratitude doesn't need perfect aim, just needs to be genuine. Tom Hanks wrote a thank you note in 1983 and put it in the wrong mailbox. That note created a 40-year friendship, changed a teenager's life, taught thousands of students, proved that small acts ripple forever. That's not luck. That's gratitude. And gratitude is never wasted, even when it's misdirected, especially when it's misdirected.